make a little bit of an amendment to my previous video. Ever since I made the Google Stadia video, Google decided to extend the Bluetooth date by a year. Now, I commend them for this, but they also could have just made every controller work like that automatically, so they don't get all the brownie points in the world. Anyway, what was I supposed to talk about again? Oh, Nerf! Right, I know quite a bit about Nerf myself. Alright, steady, don't shake your hands. I'll take that. Nerf Legends is a really interesting case for this show in particular, because maybe outside of Colin McRae Rally, which was just kind of mildly annoying to a lot of people, for the first time in this show, if you go to this game's Steam page, then you... Oh dear! Oh no! The idea of a Nerf first-person shooter does actually have quite a lot of merit behind it, because think about it. The bullets are slow projectiles. They don't immediately travel to something, and the fire rate for a lot of these weapons are relatively slow. That means that you'll have to calculate where every bullet is going to land, a bit like a crossbow, and that adds a unique bit of depth to it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen those old Nerf gun game videos by Aaron Essner. Those right there show off the point I'm trying to make perfectly, even if it is just a live-action video instead of an actual game. I'm pretty sure for quite a lot of the audience I just set off a core memory by showing those videos. However, despite how much I'm praising the idea of a Nerf first-person shooter, it's a high-risk strategy. If the game's general feel isn't good, then that can make pretty much the entire game bad. Because who wants to play a game where your bullets barely work, they take ages to travel to the enemy, and it takes multiple hits to kill something? That just doesn't sound like fun. Alright, enough nerfing around the nothing. Let's actually start talking about the game. Wait, actually, before we properly do, who published this? Oh no! For those who don't know, Game Mill is the modern-day equivalent of LJN. And I'm not just saying that because, oh, LJN were a shitload of fuck, so you a shitload of fuck too! I'm saying that because their whole business strategy is to get a shitload of different IPs, say, hey, you're making a game for this? I'm gonna publish it for you. And they don't even check the quality for the game. Kind of like what LJN did, but on top of that, LJN were just really unlucky with the games they decided to publish, and so 90% of them were just total shit. But I haven't seen a real stonker from Game Mill yet, or at least played one, so I don't see how this could be that bad. Oh no! Oh no! You already know that we're in for quite the experience when an Unreal Engine game has a copyright screen that looks like it was made in a 2012 version of Unity. I'm not gonna edit this next bit. I just want you to sit down and witness the exact same sights that I witnessed when I first opened this game. No, that's not your browser lagging. Unless you have Opera GX, then maybe change it. That is actually how laggy the intro cutscene was for me when I tried to load it in. Like, it even got to the point where later on, the audio was desynced.
Coaches, tend to our guests.
Hello world!
So after we get into the menu, well, I'll give them credit for this. It is a dynamic menu, and I do like my dynamic menus. Although, I feel like this one would have just been better as a regular menu. You know why? Because when you select an option from far away, the game doesn't even open the menu. It just teleports you closer to the gate. Is it just me, or does the tutorial text there give off, guys, please don't hate my game joke game, I spent 2 vibes? I'm not the only one who feels that, right? Let's skip forward a little bit to talk about the game's campaign. And now that we're actually playing the game, is it any good? What do you think? This is a lot clunkier than it actually looks, and it's not even really because I'm using a Steam Deck controller, because even if I were to use the mouse pad, I could just tell that the game feels off. It mainly comes down to how much damage the bullets do. Remember how I said that making a Nerf FPS was a
high-risk strategy?
Because of the delicacies of making a Nerf dart feel impactful? Well, this is exactly how you fuck it up. It just feels like your bullets are doing nothing! Look at their excuse for a mini-boss and try to tell me that this looks fun to you. Wow, I sure do love it when I go to Nerf parties with my friends, just like I did back in my day. Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. So the shooting sucks, but how's the movement? Well, you're not gonna believe me when I say this, but out of all games they could have tried to copy, they tried to copy Warframe. And how do I know that? Because there's a fucking bullet jump in this game. Now hold on, before you go and praise this game's movement, I have some bad news to tell you. That being that these few clips you're seeing of me bullet jumping over some of the craziest shit you've ever seen happen once in a blue moon. And that's because the actual momentum you get from the jump has a decent chance to just not happen at all. And you're seeing it in the clips that I'm showcasing right now. Just look at the amount of times I try to do a bullet jump, but then instead of actually pulling it off, I either just stand still and do a regular jump and just walk back to try and go and do it again, or I just casually walk off a ledge. And you may be saying, oh, that's a skill issue because you're walking off a ledge, but like, I'm the same guy who can do this.
Red wins the round. Revenge.
So why would I just willingly walk off a ledge? So the shooting sucks, and the movement is inconsistent. Maybe the levels are good? I got stuck on this level for like 30 minutes because it was very unclear what you had to do, and because of this voice line triggering over and over and over again, I thought it was something to do with these targets, but no, he just says that regardless of with you jumping on there, so I kept looking to try and do it while hitting the targets, because initially I bullet jumped over it, but that didn't seem to be fixing it, and then that didn't end up working, and I started to lose my mind, and I even restarted the level to see if that was the problem, and it turns out there's actually just a few switches in these rooms. There's not a single signpost there. Not a single one. I fucking can't with this game. But I haven't even said the biggest sin out of all of this. For a Nerf first-person shooter game, there's no local multiplayer. And there's no bots. So that means when these servers go down, or naturally, when the game becomes dead, there is no multiplayer in Nerf Legends. You have been lied to. I can see why Game Mill are the second coming of the rainbow now.